Hello, how are you, the lovers of English language? The people you love English language. This is another beautiful lesson presented by teacher Ferdinand. And I am sure that if you follow some of the things here, the things I'm just going to guide you, you will enjoy the lesson. And at the end of the day, it will be a nice moment for us to interact through this online lesson. And by the end of the day, we're also trying as much as possible to help you achieve your great height as far as exams are concerned. And so, without wasting a lot of time, I'll just go direct to what we are supposed to learn today. Our lesson will take about 10 minutes, and you can replay the video as many times as possible so that you understand exactly what the teacher has said. And today we are going to look at prepositions, pure grammar, prepositions as part of speech. Remember, I normally say that whenever you want to speak English language, you need to have the tools of English language. Like, just I can give you an example. Wherever you want to go to the shamba, you must have the right tools for you to go there. You must have a djembe. So, in order for you to speak English, you must have the right tools. And the first tool we need to have is the part of speech. Every English statement that you talk, each and every word from that statement can be classified into different categories. And the categories we are talking about here, it is the part of speech. Like if I say John is going home. John is going home. John is a noun. Is a helping verb or auxiliary verb. Going is the verb. And home actually is also another part of speech. So therefore, each and every word you speak in English, it can be categorized in a different category. So when it comes to this, when it comes to prepositions, it is a part of speech. We know very well. And the prepositions, they just help us to show the relationship of one word to another. So when it comes to this, we have to understand that the prepositions must be used in the right way. They must be used at the right time. For your statement to be grammatically correct, you must use prepositions appropriately. By the way, each and every part of speech must be used appropriately where it is required. Like for instance, the relationship between you and the table when you are seated, but not seated on the table. When you're seated on the chair, the relationship between you and the table, you are seated at the table. Like for instance, when you are seated surrounding that table and taking some lunch at home, you are seated at the table and you are seated on the chairs. Get me right? So in the today's lesson, I want to look at some of the prepositions here. And remember, the lesson is specifically for the people who are in class 7 and 8. Because we are going to look at some of the confusing prepositions that we meet from time to time. I'm not going to look at so many of them, but I'm just going to look at a little bit, part of it, and the rest we are going to look at them another day. One of the common prepositions that we normally use, the relationship between the person and the bed. Like for example, when you are on the bed and you have covered yourself with a blanket, you can say you are in the bed when you have covered yourself. But when you have not covered yourself with the blanket, you can say you are on the bed. Get the difference there. Another confused preposition we have is the word absorbed, the preposition absorbed. So you don't say the man was absorbed at his work. The man was absorbed at his work. You don't say that. But you say the man was absorbed in his work. The man was absorbed in his work. Another one which is very common, another preposition, is accuse. The word accuse. So we normally say accused of, not accused for. For instance, in a sentence here, you can say, you don't say she accused the man for stealing, but you say she accused the man of stealing. So that is exactly what we do. So we don't say accused for, but it is accused for. We have another preposition here, which is also good for us to understand in terms of our syllabus here, as far as prepositions are concerned. We have accustomed to. We do not say accustomed with, but it is accustomed to. So don't say I am accustomed with hot weather. I am accustomed with hot weather, but you say I am accustomed to hot weather. I am accustomed to hot weather. Actually, the word accustomed means used to. So you can say used to instead of accustomed to. You understand? And another preposition, confusing preposition that we need to look at today, it is afraid of. Afraid of. You don't say Laura is afraid from the dog. Laura is afraid from the dog. You don't say that, but you say Laura is afraid of the dog. That is the fourth preposition. And as I said that today I'm not going to look at all of them, but I'm just going to look at least 10 confusing prepositions that, as far as my analysis is concerned, when it comes to these exams in English, they are very important. So the fifth one here is obvious. The fifth one is obvious. We are talking about arrive at and arrive in. And we have even we even keep on seeing this when it comes to KCP exam, and most people confuse. They normally say that arrive at is the right preposition, which is true. But you will arrive at a small place. When you talk of a small place, like for instance, we have Voi. Voi is a big town, but we have some small places within Voi. Like you talk of the market. I arrived at the market in Voi. You understand? I arrived at the market in Voi. So there is arrive at and arrive in. If you're talking about Voi at large, you can say I arrived in Voi, or I arrived in Nairobi. So we have arrive at for a small place and arrive in for a big place. The sixth preposition, which is very important for us to understand. We have the word reach. The word reach is not followed by a preposition at. So we don't say I reached at Nairobi, but you say I reached Nairobi. The same applies to some words which are not followed by prepositions, just like the word discuss. You don't say the elders discussed about the issue, but you say the elders discussed the issue. The same applies to the word enter. You don't say I entered into the class. You just say I entered the class. So basically what I'm saying is that as much as we are using these prepositions, we have to be very careful indeed, because there are some words which are not followed by these prepositions we're talking about. We have to be very careful. We have another preposition here. We talk of aim at, but not aim on or aim against. No, we don't say that. So you don't say that she aimed on the target. No, you say she aimed at the target. She aimed at the target. Another one is angry with. We have this confusing preposition, angry with. So you don't say that the teacher was angry against him. Some people make that mistake. You don't say the teacher was angry, or some people even say the teacher was angry to him. No, you don't say that. But you say the teacher was angry with him. The teacher was angry with him. Another one which is very important, and this is the last one which I'm going to look at right now, we have ashamed of. Ashamed of. So you don't say that he is now ashamed from his conduct, or he's now ashamed by his conduct. You don't say that, but you say he is now ashamed of his conduct. So it is ashamed of. Okay, the thing is, some of the prepositions which I'm looking at here, you might think that they're very common and they are very simple. Indeed, they can be simple. But when it comes to the examiner will wish to test your thinking. Sometimes they are just altered somewhere. So it's a matter of thinking twice and understanding the rules we apply when it comes to these prepositions. Just like the way you are singing the songs in class 1 and 2. The boy is on the desk. The duster is on the table. The cat is under the table. See, such games you have been singing about prepositions. But in class 1, 2, and 3, you are not told that they were prepositions, but you are just told they were just words. But now you understand, you can categorize them. Understand that the prepositions are there to show us the relationship of one word to another. One word to another. So, dear pupils, with prepositions, we can talk more about them. But today I just wanted to give you a hint on some of the things. I have prepared another special lesson to do with prepositions, which will which will actually enlighten us about prepositions at a in a good depth actually. So let us do the following. For now, the activity that I will give you, I would like you to find a special time for you to review more about prepositions and try to construct as many sentences as possible with different prepositions we have there. And then in our next episode with the prepositions, I am going to give you a very, very important activity to do with prepositions. Have a nice